just the nature of media, of almost all media, really, virtually all media, okay? The first requirement is they've got to get your attention. Their first requirement and priority is not having the correct information, sensible information, common sense information, useful information. That's not their first priority. Their first priority is getting your attention. And that kind of goes for almost all media, whether it's the internet, corporate media, whatever it is. Newspaper, anybody read those anymore? Even books, they've got to get your attention. And so if they can get your attention, my attention, get a click or get us to look at something even for a little bit, they've kind of accomplished a lot of their goal. So they don't have to offer a lot of substance, right? Yeah, that's kind of the way the world works, isn't it? And you know, it's not just, well, I mean, look online, the clickbait and all that craziness and thumbnails, and it's just everybody's vying for attention, whatever, and a lot of it works, yeah. We should probably do it too. But one thing we don't think about sometimes, I think, is that we think that's kind of a media thing, an electronic thing. We don't think about it as much with books or magazines or things of that nature, and especially nonfiction books, you know, whatever that might be. Well, you know, again, remember, I always caution my students about this when we would start reading nonfiction or do something nonfiction, that just because it's classified as nonfiction doesn't mean it's all nonfiction. And that's where you really have to watch. It takes a critical eye. If something is fiction, you know, it's a romance novel, it's a Tom Clancy, whatever it is, Tom Clancy, or just some interesting story made up, a mystery, whatever it might be. Well, you know, that's in some ways more harmless if it's not all correct. It's fiction, we know it, it's a story, it's made up. It could be science fiction, whatever, okay? You're not expecting truth out of that, right? But now, if I pick up a book and it's about the early days of the Vietnam War, or presidential decisions leading to the Vietnam War, or the war with Iraq, or whatever it might be, or just a biography of some historical figure, a president, or a governor, or a frontiersman, a cowboy, whatever, whoever, a famous lawman. You know, when I go into that book, that story, documentary, article, dime novel, well, not dime novels maybe, but we're kind of expecting truth, fact. It is nonfiction, after all, isn't it? Well, probably not. Usually it's what? It's a mixture. Some fact and some stretching of the facts and fiction. Maybe a lot of fiction. Maybe most of it's fiction. Maybe 90% of it is. How do you know? Because human nature has not changed. It's been the same. Go back in the 1850 or 1860 or 70s. If someone's, think about it, if I'm a dime novelist, those are like the short pamphlets or magazines, you know, about whatever, but I'm a writer, and I want to write something about Wyatt Earp or Hickok or Jesse James, and what's my goal? Same thing, get published, a story. Even if I go interview them and get it right from the horse's mouth. My main goal is to get that published, make that money, get it published in Harper's Weekly or wherever, or Dime Novels, some separate, and make money, get attention, become a famous writer. What's going to do that for me? Well, let me make whoever, Wyatt Earp, seem more glamorous than he was, or Doc Holliday. Instead of having killed whatever it was, 8 men or something, we got to boost that up to about 25, you know, and have some crazy stories, whether you're with Wes Hardin or whoever it might be. I can become famous, a famous writer. I can become published. I can make a living out of doing this. It's just going to take some exaggeration. All right. So again, I'm just not to be pessimistic, but I'm giving you a reminder of human nature. All right. So again, this to young people. Be aware, anybody that's trying to get your attention, including me, there might be an agenda. There's a motivational factor there that could be warping everything you hear or a lot of the information you're getting.